You know how your parents always said imaginary friends aren't real? They were wrong. 10 years ago, I had one. His name was Eli. He wore a faded red hoodie, always had dirt on his face, and talked like he knew things no kid should know. I was 7 when I met him. 17 when I said goodbye. Now I'm 27. And he's back. I saw his face on the news. And not just anywhere, he was the prime suspect. They called him the Redfield Ripper. They showed a blurry image from a gas station camera. Dark eyes, tilted head, that same grin that always sent shivers down my spine. It was him. Same face, same hoodie. Only this time, splattered with something that didn't look like mud. I couldn't move. I couldn't breathe. I hadn't thought of Eli in a decade. Not since the therapy. Not since my parents forced me to stop talking to him. But now, he was real. And people were dying. Let me go back a bit, so you understand how deep this goes. When I was a kid, I was quiet. Awkward. Always kept to myself. My parents were always busy. Always arguing. I spent most of my time alone. Until Eli showed up. He appeared one morning, at the foot of my bed. Smiling. Holding a frog by the leg. "Wanna see something cool?" he asked. I should have screamed. I should have called for help. But I didn't. Because in that moment, he felt familiar. Like a dream I'd forgotten. He was funny, too. He'd sneak me candy when no one was around. Hide my dad's car keys, so we could play longer. He'd whisper things in my ear about the neighbors. Things I wasn't supposed to know. Sometimes I'd laugh. Sometimes I'd cry. He didn't care. He always stayed. Even when I asked him to leave. Especially when I asked him to leave. My mom thought I was losing it. She brought in doctors, specialists, even a priest once. But Eli stayed. Only I could see him. Only I could hear him. Until the night I turned 17. I woke up. And Eli was standing by my window. Staring out into the yard. "It's time," he said. "Time for what?" I asked. "For you to forget me." I blinked. And he was gone. No goodbye. No warning. Just gone. And I cried. For days. Therapy helped. Sort of. I moved on. Got a job. A girlfriend. Even started painting again. Life became normal. Until 2 nights ago. I was eating leftovers on my couch. Watching the 8 o'clock news. And there he was. That same damn face. Now tied to 4 murders across Redfield County. The victims had all been gutted. Faces peeled back. Eyes removed. The news anchor called it ritualistic. I knew better. It was Eli's game. I remembered the stories he used to tell me as a kid. How some people didn't deserve eyes. How he'd fix them someday. Back then, I thought it was just twisted make-believe. Now, I wasn't so sure. I didn't sleep that night. Every noise made my skin crawl. I checked the locks 5 times. Left the TV on to drown out the silence. But somewhere around 3 a.m., I heard it. A tap on my bedroom window. 1, 2. Pause. Then 3 more. Exactly how Eli used to knock, when he wanted to come in. I froze. Laid there, sweating, staring at the ceiling. The knock came again. This time, followed by a voice. "You forgot me." I sat up slowly. There was no one outside the window. No shadows. No footprints. Just silence. I didn't go back to sleep. The next morning, I drove to Redfield. Don't ask me why. Curiosity, maybe. Or something deeper? I visited the scene of the latest murder. The house was taped off. But from the street, I could still see the blood. It painted the walls like finger paintings. Only way more deliberate. At the bottom of the stairs, drawn in red, were 4 letters. Eli. I stumbled back. Some guy nearby was taking photos. I asked if he knew anything. He said witnesses saw a man with dark eyes, and a torn red hoodie, running from the house. The hoodie. It was always red. My stomach twisted. I walked back to my car. My hands shaking so hard I dropped the keys. I drove straight to my childhood home. The one where I first met Eli. My parents moved years ago. The new owner wasn't home. So I jumped the fence. Stared up at my old window. And that's when I saw it. Something was written in the condensation of the glass. 7 words. I never left. You just stopped looking. I ran. Got back in the car. Floored it. My brain was spinning. Was this real? Was I losing my mind? Or had Eli never been imaginary at all? Back at home, I pulled out an old photo album. Flipped through pages, until I found one from my 8th birthday. There I was. Smiling. Cake on my face. And standing next to me. A blurry shape. Wearing a red hoodie. My mom always said it was the wind, or the curtain. But now, I knew better. I zoomed in. And even in the blur. Those eyes. Those hollow, hungry eyes. It was him. Eli. Real? I decided to talk to my old therapist. Dr. Marvin. He was retired, but I begged him to meet. When I told him everything, he just nodded. Didn't look shocked. Didn't interrupt. When I finished, he reached into his drawer. Pulled out a folder. Inside were drawings. Hundreds of them. All from different kids. All of the same boy. Red hoodie. Dark eyes. Same smile. Eli? I asked. Dr. Marvin nodded. We've heard other names. But yes. Always the same figure. He leaned forward. No one knows where he came from. But he attaches to children. Gains their trust. Then disappears. Until the child forgets him. My voice cracked. But why now? Dr. Marvin's eyes darkened. Because you remembered. And that makes you a threat. I left his office shaking. When I got home, my front door was ajar. Inside, nothing was stolen. But something had changed. All the photos of me as a kid were gone. Replaced with blank frames. And scratched into my living room wall. A message. You promised you'd never leave me. I packed a bag. Went to a motel. Didn't tell anyone where I was going. Just needed to think. To breathe. Around midnight, I woke up to a noise in the bathroom. I grabbed the motel's iron. Pushed the door open slowly. No one there. But written on the mirror, in steam. Tag, you're it. I screamed. Ran to the front desk. Called the cops. They found nothing. No prints. No forced entry. Just that message. I stopped sleeping after that. I started seeing him everywhere. On the train. At the grocery store. In my dreams. Always watching. Always waiting. The final straw came 3 nights ago. I was staying at a friend's place. Thought maybe if I wasn't alone, I'd be safe. But when I woke up, he was gone. His bed empty. Sheets soaked in red. And on the wall, written in blood. Too slow. That's when I knew. This wasn't random. This was personal. I was next. I don't know how to stop him. I don't know if I even can. But if you ever had an imaginary friend, if you ever played alone, and thought it was just your imagination, think again. Check your old drawings. Your photos. Look closer. Because maybe, just maybe, they never left. They've just been waiting. Waiting for you to remember. Waiting for their game to begin again. So if you hear a knock at your window tonight, 3 soft taps. Don't answer. Don't look. Just close your eyes. And pray. He doesn't remember you too. Check out the next story. If you can still sleep after this one, remember to like, share, and subscribe.